Alright, and we are back from our break. So, welcome back, Storm.
Glad to be back with you here.
Welcome back. So, we've got the final going on here. So, obviously, we've got our red teams and we've got our blue team, and blue team is the same team from the last round. So, we've got Tasty Tears. So, we'll go through their builds in a second, just double checking everything's still the same. But if you want to take us through the red team's builds, I believe they are called Made in China. I want to.
Yeah, interesting
I'll change
choice
their
of
tag quickly because just to match up with what they're running with.
taking a look at the elementalist here for the red team. He's going to be playing your typical dagger setup with Sigil of Doom and Battle with the Runes of the Holbrook and Celestial Amulet, and his traits are going to be 00266. Nothing special there. Typical dagger Ellie you'll see everywhere else. Taking a look at the engineer here for the red team, he's going to be running with Pistol Shield, with Sigil of Geomancy and Sigil of Torment, with the Runes of the Balthazar and Rabbit Amulet. His traits are going to be 62042, which I do want to point out is a little bit out of the norm, with Hair Trigger over taking 6 in Alchemy. It's nothing spectacular like whoa to raise your eyebrow at, but it's not the typical Condi setup over at NA. However, taking a look at WADs, he is going to be running Shoutbow. Everything looks to be normal about his Shoutbow with the Rune of the Soldier. All of his sigils seem to be intact, and his traits are going to be 00464 with triple shouts.
He's running with
The other
Fear
engineer
Me,
for the
I'll
red
just
team.
say. He is running with Fear Me. You do often see them running with On My Mark for the smaller
That's
cooldown,
interesting.
but Fear Me is...
I noticed that last game, one of the team members had On My Mark over Fear Me. On NA, Fear Me is typically what you'll take over On My Mark. On My Mark is obviously a lower cooldown, but the Fear Me allows you to set up some more, CC chains and more lockdown. So that's nothing, in my eyes, something to look at as, out of the norm, but possibly over on EU servers it is. Taking a look at Alicia, the second engineer here for the red team. He's going to be running Selly Rifle with Runes of the Mad King, which is very interesting. I've never seen that played in a competitive match, let alone a PvP match in general. It's gonna
extra bleeding
give him
duration. So.
extra bleeding, and he does have Sigil of Geomancy, so that is an interesting choice of trait to use. And the sixth one will obviously unleash a flock of birds onto nearby enemies when he uses his crate, which is a 3-minute cooldown. So I'm not so sure if that's worth it. We're gonna have to see how that plays out for him. But looking at his traits, he is 60044. Nothing special there. He is running Elixir Gun over something like Slick Shoes. Obviously, I've saw that in the last match. This seems to be the norm on EU servers, so I'm not too surprised to see that. And finally, the Thief, the red team. He's going to be running a Dagger Pistol Shortbow with the Sigil of Fire and Air on his Dagger Pistol, and Energy and Air on his Shortbow with Runes of the Pack and Berserker Amulet. And his traits are going to be 60206, and he's going to be running Panic Strike. We have seen that become more popular as of late, so that's nothing too out of the ordinary, and his utilities are going to be pretty normal, so nothing too special here for the red team. Typical setup for the most part.
It's going to be very good for securing downs, like when you manage to get them low. We saw last game, blue team were going low, with alarming regularity. They were spending most of their game with half health or less. So that Panic Strike Thief is going to be immobilizing those guys when they're at that low health, and that's going to allow their team to focus that target down with a bit more ease. Blue team isn't going to be able to kite as freely as they may want.
Yeah, and I do want to point out for those of you that are watching, something to watch for in this red team is the Alicia, the Celestial Engineer running Runes of the Mad King. We're going to have to see how that plays out for him. I've seen that being used in joking terms, but nothing in terms of an actual tournament have I ever seen that been played. So we're going to have to see that works for him, especially with those Geomancy sigils.
Another interesting point here is, apart from Salonis, who is playing his Hambo build, obviously, they are actually entirely mirror comps. We've got one Dagger Ellie on each, we've got a Warrior, we've got one Condi NG and one Selly Ellie, and we've got one Thief, so...
If that is in fact true, which it seems to be, the red team is definitely at the advantage with having a Shoutbow over the Hambo. Salonis is on Hambo still, it looks like. So that's definitely in the advantage of the red team. But obviously, player skill is going to come into account here, be accounted for, so we'll have to see how that works out for him.
We have lost another member from the blue team again. I don't know whether they got DC'd due to inactivity. We'll just find out where they are. And then hopefully we can get going. Red team seem to want to be starting this. We'll give blue team another minute or two to get their guy back. Obviously we don't want anybody being disqualified out of the final. There he is back now, so we'll get everybody to... I'll just quickly rinse through, just make sure that everybody's still playing the same. Colden is still playing his interesting Selly build with the 60440. We've got Noski still on his Dagger Rally. Salone is still on Hambo. Whether we see that ever come back again, I don't know. They may want to convince him to move. We have got Sienna playing Pistol, but has brought the toolkit. So is that better in your eyes?
That is much better in my eyes. That's going to allow him to actually stay alive, especially with that thief running Panic Strike. That is going to help him a lot. We're going to have to see if he's able to stay alive a lot longer than he is last time.
Okay, so he's still playing Condi, though. He's back to 62042, so he's almost a mirror of the other Condi NG. And then we've got Trebax playing his 30056. So we are all the same, so we will ready up. We'll just get them all to ready up, and we will hopefully... We've got two from each side. We've got... Now we're just waiting for the thief on each side, and now it's just Trebax. And here we go. We are going to be heading off.
The match starts soon.
In just a second. We are... well, obviously we haven't seen how red team play yet, so we don't know. It does look like they're going for a pretty aggressive split. It looks like they're going to put 3 onto the beach. Blue team also sending 4 across the beach. So
interesting opening here.
Red team
coming through stealth to the henge node.
Yeah,
blue team only sent 1 guy back there. They realize that more are coming, so they're going to force a 2v2 at henge.
Both Trebax, every member of blue team here decided to pull away from their push onto mid, and they've engaged mid instead. That did leave Wads here, just sort of milling around in the middle of nowhere there. Got a bit lost as he came out of stealth there, but we do now have... we've got a 3-2. Colden here's down already. Is he going to get rezzed up? It's going to be close. He does get up. Colden does get up. Colden and Noski here both getting quite low, and we've got Salonis on the point as well. And red team have managed to... he's 2v1, but he did actually get the cap on mid here as well, so... He is bringing Alicia in now as well, so it's a 2. We've got a 2v2 on mid with Elementalist is close to going down though, and Politina is also close to going down on Henge, so we've got a 2 cap in the favour of red team. But that looks like it's quickly going to change. Sienna's close to going down, but the Elementalist from red team has dropped, and Alicia is going to drop as well. So
yeah, Alicia going for that stomp. The Shadow Refuge coming out. He attacks out of the Shadow Refuge, gets that stomp, but it doesn't res the Ellie, so the Thief is going to 1v1 Alicia into the downstate and kills. He's going to end up killing
Wads
both.
is here. Is he going to get the banner?
He's not going for the banner. Looks like he's going for the hard res.
Like he did. I think he did briefly go for the banner. I don't know if Trebax got the...
I think he just went straight for the res. I don't... Maybe he thought that he wouldn't be able to get it. Possibly
we've got a 2-man wipe there from... so we've got... That means Wads here is getting 3v1 currently. Politina's coming in, and Luna is hanging out on the edge out there, going against Trebax. This is another interesting thief-on-thief matchup. Oh, Luna gets pulled out of their Shadow Refuge, and that is going to really ruin their day.
Yeah, I do want to point out we saw Runes of the Mad King being used at that first team fight with that crate coming down. Didn't do a whole lot, seeing as the person that was on top of Elixir right as that came down, so I haven't seen much of that in usage here.
Yeah, Luna's gone down. Politina.
Ooh,
Luna got banned.
Out the banner, gets Luna up from almost being totally dead there.
The Ellie here's got a decap on Henge as well, but is two ways. The Ellie here is against both the NGs again. Is going to try and disengage, but whether they're able to get out It doesn't look like they're going to be able to disengage, and Wads and Luna are both down on mid, and red team here having almost a full, they're nearing full team wipe. Wads has gone for the vengeance to try and get Luna up, but that's not going to work. And
yeah,
he is
that
just
was a 3v2 there. Do want to mention that was a 3v2, so it's not surprising they won that. Palutena coming into this fight is in a 1v2, seeing as Wads is in a vengeance. So this is not in his favor. He needs to get out of this fight or get reinforcements from his team.
We've got Trebax here keeping the Ellie busy, keeping him very low, not letting him regen. Alicia here is knocked down and sort of in the shrubbery. He's going to go down before getting back to a point as well. And red team just all over the map right now.
Yeah, they don't seem to know where they want to go for this second fight. They're kind of trying to push into far, and they're trying to push into mid, but it looks like 3 or 4 of them are going to regroup and make a push for the mid node. Blue team's kind of left it uncontested. There's only one guy in the area, 2 more making their way here, but 3v3 coming out here at the mid node. We do have Alicia going into the downstate as well. While Luna going for that back cap on the hinge. We'll have to see if he makes it there in time.
We've got Colden. Colden's going to go back for that one. Noski and Salonis on mid, both quite close to dropping. Salonis having to pull out. And again, you'd have to wonder whether the shout bow might be more useful in that situation again.
The Elementalist on the red team kind of ignored his friend Alicia there, who's in the downstate, walked right past him and instead of going for that res, evening out the fights around the map, he's not going to go for that res, so that's going to put him at a disadvantage at the mid node. They did get Slowness down there, so they could take it and get the 2v2 back in their favor.
Trebax very low, going for that res, but Trebax himself is he going to get him up? Trebax drops just before Salonis gets up, and Wads is going to be able to. Although Salonis is going to get Trebax back up with the vengeance. Trebax does vengeance and gets Salonis back up. Salonis vengeance, Trebax is back up. We've got Wads is going to be against 1v1 against Trebax here. And again, we've got another 1v2 on the henge still with Alicia against both Colden and Sienna. We've got a triple decap here going on at the minute.
Yeah, we do have Luna coming to support Wads at the mid fight. Takes down Trebax, who threw down the Shadow Refuge, was able to get a nice backstab on him regardless, so red team going to take that. He's going
to be able to heal himself though. Trebax is healing himself in the corner over there.
Yeah, that Shadow Refuge making good use of it, and he gets up. Good job there from Trebax.
It does push red back into the double cap though.
Yeah, so that's a good play from the red team. They're still going to fight at the henge, not a bad idea, but blue team's got 4 people there. Reinforcements coming there heavy. Red team's going to make their way there fast, or they're going to bail from that fight. It looks like they're going to bail.
We've got Noski isn't even going to make it to the fight. He's going to drop before he gets there.
Trebax is going to get that decap on mine easily.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture point.
Yep, Trebax getting the decap on the mine, so it's going to be a 1 cap in each team's favor here. And blue team making a push for the mid node here. And it looks like Colden is going to be moving for the mine node as well.
Red team there sent Wads and Palutena back to mine. That seemed like, considering it was just a thief, that seemed like an overly aggressive 2-man push back to their own mine point there.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture.
It has pulled out into just a 1v1 on the point currently, with Alicia going down off point and blue team really trying to focus him down. Palutena is going for the res. Palutena did actually bring out the slick shoes. I don't think he was using that when we previewed the builds. I think they were using elixir gun as well, again, wouldn't they? I don't remember them using slick shoes before, but we did see a slick shoes there.
Yeah, looks like the thief Luna did get the decap on the henge. It looks like he's going to be going for that full cap. We do have Newski. He's going to get the decap on mine as well, unless Alicia can get there in time, but it doesn't look like he's going to. So they're going to see a 2 cap in the red team's favor once again. Taking advantage. Probably going to get up to.
They're going to lose mid though. Wad's gone down to Salonis here. I believe he was 3v1 or 3v2. Palutena is down off point here. And that is going to leave Alicia here in a 2v1 with Trebax coming in behind. So they are going to have 1 cap each, with the fight pulling out onto this one on mine. But they do have red team. This is red team's home point, so they do have Wads and Palutena both respawning, which is good because Alicia has just come down as well.
Blue team did get the decap on the henge node, so the only point taking in the blue team's favor, and it looks like they might win the mine. No, they do get the res onto the Licia there, so pretty even fights here for the most part. Red team definitely has a favorite mine though, so they could definitely get this cap back.
Luna drops out. Mid is empty with Salonis pulling into this mine cap, but it does look like Trevax, and with Noski's gone down, Trevax is very close to going down. They are just going to pull out and give away that point. Red really again need to push this aggressively.
Point.
They are still 2v1 here. The Elementalist is very close to dropping. I believe he's just going to stay engaged here, although he has got Colden close to going down as well. He's keeping both NGs busy, so that should allow Red to outnumber on other points.
Yeah, Red should play sides here. They don't really need to be forced into this mid node. They got the decap node at the henge, but they're just going to leave their Elementalist to a 1v2 there. Not a good move, but they did manage to get Salonis down at the mid node, so they could take this fight and get that 2-cap once again. They still have a pretty solid lead on this game, so nothing to worry about too much as long as they can win a team fight here.
I mean, in fairness, the Elementalist is doing a very good job staying alive in this 2v1. He is just going to give up the cap, so I mean, he should be looking to pull away at this point.
They can kill Salonis while he is Vengeance. They will res Platunia, I believe. He does go down.
He does get. There was a great Shadow Refuge there from Luna on Polutane to stop the res from Trevax. They're going to need to look.
Trevax goes down.
And
big wipe from the blue team here.
Luna did notice as well that Noski was going over towards mine point and has been able to push back, so he'll keep that point contested until Wads can come back in. And you're right, we do have a pretty big wipe there from blue. Although Red here aggressively pushing mine as well. With all of those respawns from blue, they really don't want to push this point so aggressively, do they?
No, but I mean, we do have Trevax. He's going to be pushing for the mine node instead of the henge. Both, since this is in the blue team's favor, they're just going to leave this in a 2v2. That's a pretty good move from the blue team, and they're going to push the sides. Seeing as one team member for the red team is at mid, they're going to have an advantage, a huge advantage at the mine node if they're able to take Noski down. Noski is down, so that's not looking too good for him. See if they can get that res. Trevax gets the res. Sienna coming in stealth here is probably going to try and get that decap.
Oh, he missed the decap because he was stealthed when he was coming in, though.
Yeah, if he would have gotten out of stealth a little earlier. This is definitely in favor of the blue team right now. This is a 3v2. Alicia is making his way to the mine, but might be a little too late for him. We'll have to see if they can take down Wads.
He's pulling all the way back into mid.
Ooh,
I don't know if they've just given that point up, but I mean, with Luna and Trevax on each other there, you know, the call should be for Alicia to be coming into this point.
I think. Okay, so why he didn't go to that fight is because he knew his team had one henge. They don't need that third node. It's a good move from him to just stay at mid, make sure that it doesn't get decapped. They have one henge, they're going to take the 2-cap anyways. They don't need the mine node. So we're going to be seeing some respawns come out from the blue team, and they're going to be pushing into mid as well. This is the point where red team's probably going to take the game with this 2-cap.
Luna has dropped and is
Red team wins a capture point.
Being bled out on the edge there, but you're right. They've got, I mean, we've got a warrior and an NG in mid, and we've got an Ellie and an NG on far. Those are, you know, those are comps sort of built for the small skirmish 2v2s. So Red, in fact, we do in fact have a GG from blue team here. So let me just.
Blue trying to take Spawner, just get an extra few points, make it look a little better, I suppose, but. Red team taking some nice team fights. It got a little out of hand at the end there, but they managed to rally back, win a couple of skirmishes, and definitely take this game in a respectable manner.
I mean, yeah, that was. We had some very good rotations there from Red team. Knew exactly when to move in and out of points. With the sort of mid to lower end players, you often find those team fights. You know, people hang around in them. Maybe, you know, 1 or 2 seconds can often swing at a fight in a different point, and you know, you tend to find at this sort of level they often sit and stay in the fight for, you know, until someone gets stomped out. Whereas, you know, if you've got a guy there and you know you've killed the 2v2, your second guy can just leave and move somewhere else, and you don't always see that in the lower level play. But it's nice to see both these two teams have the you know, the knowledge and the experience that, you know, they're moving off quickly. As soon as a fight is won, they're gone, and that's nice to see.
Yeah, for sure, especially in these type of tournaments where it's not ESL level, you know, and they're able to get some good practice in with the prize pool as well, and be able to, you know, go against relatively even skilled players with them, and, you know, have some good matches instead of going into an ESL and getting stomped by a top tier team. It's a good stepping stone.
Yeah, I'll just get everybody to ready up. Oh, we are just Wads is just sat in the lobby. He's just got to go into the team, and then we'll ready up, and then we'll get going. Let's just change what team won that one. It was red team, so we'll change this one over. So we are going into game 2. So red team here, made in China, are playing for 2,000 gems each. So that's 10,000 gems in total. Blue need to win this game to stay in with a chance of winning that 2,000 gems, and, you know, it's not a bad prize pool, considering these, you know, we're not playing for top tier players, and it was, you know, these guys have a chance at winning the same sort of prize pool that the ESL Weekly guys are winning too. Just
yeah, definitely. I think the red team did an excellent job of, you know, getting their heads back into that game after losing some of the initial team fights and skirmishes. So good performance there from the red team. I wouldn't be surprised to see them take this one too.
who are we waiting for? One guy from each team again. So we're just waiting for Alicia now, and then we will get going into our second game.
The match starts soon.
Alright, so are we going to see more aggressive splits from these two teams?
Seize theirs.
Red team look like they're splitting fairly defensively. They're sending their warrior and their NG to their own home point. Does look like we're going to get a 2v2 on that point, with Trebax and Noski both looking like they're going to be heading there. We've got the Elementalist against Colden on Waterfall, and we've got a... Oh man, the warrior has actually... Wads there did actually leave Alicia to get 2v1'd here. Whether they didn't come out of stealth like quick enough, we did have... That has... I mean, that's going to put them in trouble on their own home point here.
Yeah, I mean, looks like decap nodes throughout the entire map here. Wands is in a 1v2 here, so he might have to bail out of this. He's on the correct build. He's not on a handbow, but it looks like he's not. He's just going to die on Quarry, and it looks like the Thief is going to make his way to mid and plus this fight for his team.
Where Palutane is down here as well, and so's Luna, so I mean, already blue team are gonna get should quite, although Alicia's gonna get up before the cap happens on this. Possibly it's gonna be close. Oh, blue team knocked itself off.
He does get on the point in time.
Just like that.
So I mean, blue team does take the midpoint. We've already got
and they are gonna plus one the far
here.
point as well against Waterfall.
So we're probably gonna see a 2-cap coming out here for the blue team. Red team really need to just regroup at their home here. They don't need to split up. They need to win a team fight. And that way they can push into the mid node, get the decap, and win another one, take a 2-cap for their team. It's not too late to do that, and they need to do that right now.
The Elementalist died off point as well, so they're just going to be left to bleed out. They can still misform back onto the point if they want, but with Colden holding the point now, yeah, you'd imagine they're just going to bleed out there. Alicia again, close to going down on home. They're just not kiting as well as they should be. They are staying far too much in the thick of things. Trebax right on top of them as well. Trebax sends them down. Salonis goes down. It's all about who's going to get the stomp. Alicia gets banned, in fact. Wads banners Alicia. Salonis down in a shadow refuge. Well, he's not going to get
burned. Too much cleave coming out from the red team there. Good job of putting out that damage, and they're going to be... See, they won that team fight. Now they're pushing into the mid fight. They've got an advantage. They've got numbers over the other team. But it looks like Trebax is gonna kind of sit back around Quarry and wait for the warrior to leave, trying to get that decap in stealth.
This one is interesting. We've got Luna went the long way round from mid to far to try and get a decap, only to find that the Elementalist was already there. So they're pushing back. They're pushing back in.
There. And Watts going back to Quarry, take that 1v1.
Trebax again though, is very good at getting these decaps.
Yeah, they might just fail out of the mid node here. They really do need a node though. They're already at a 100-point disadvantage, and this is a comeback map, so it can happen, definitely. Don't count them out yet.
Alicia doesn't seem to know where he's going. Sort of started coming back towards Quarry, and then changed his mind, pushed back towards mid. Now Polytane is going to drop. And that's, I mean, that's not, we've got a 2v2 here with the Elementalist and Luna against Sienna and Salonis here, so you've got to imagine that's probably in blue team's favor here as well. So red team again just look like they're lacking communication a little bit. They have got Noski down though.
Yeah, if they can get to stomp, that would be crucial. We do have Trebax making his way to +1 that, but if Noski goes down, Trebax actually gonna. He tried to shortbow 5 out of there, but he's going to go for the res anyways on
and
Noski.
Colden's down as well.
Red team could definitely take this 2-cap at the mid node here.
And red team, I said that this favored blue team on Waterfall, and I leave the point and I come back and blue team are wiped. Blue team are a 4-man wipe, and Trebax is about to drop as well. This is not what Tasty Tears would have wanted. After that great start, they have entirely shot themselves in the foot here. They are going to aggressively push their own home point.
Yeah, the 3-cap coming out from the red team. Look at that turn of events. We had a 100-point lead for the blue team. Red team taking a 3-cap after a couple of skirmish wins there. Good job from them. Now they're on the offensive.
See how this fight goes, because this is a 5-man push. Blue team just 5-manning back onto their own home point here. Noski's down already. Trebax is down. Polytane is down already. Rally's off Trebax. We've got a banner there that I don't believe was needed. Which one did that? That came off. We had a banner there from Salonis that didn't actually rally anybody. So that was the communication error there again. And again we've got Colden dropping as well. He's getting rezzed by Sienna, but Sienna's just going to go down if he keeps up that res. So we've got almost 2 immediate team wipes, just 2 consecutive team wipes almost here from red. And it looks like, actually, if I just saw what I think I saw, Trebax playing dagger pistol now as well.
Yeah, this
execution
is not
with dagger pistol
for the blue team at all, because look where Trebax is right now. He's in a bad position. There are red team members, 3 of them all over him. 4 of them over him. He's dead now. Look at this. The stagger on the respawn timers. Now the blue team is at a huge disadvantage just because Trebax went down there. They're going to be 4v5 for quite a while now.
Yep, Salonis down, Trebax down. Noski's respawned but doesn't really know where to go. Colden again, just trying to go the long way, it looks like, back towards his own home point. Again, it looks like they're gonna aggressively push their home point. But red are in the perfect position to just push straight back in. And, you know, possibly get another team wipe here.
Yeah, good job for blue actually regrouping at their home node. I'm not so sure why Salonis actually went to the mid node to the home node. They need to win a team fight at Waterfall right now if they want to get back into this game.
Yeah, we've got Trebax here again, going to push Wads on mid. We do have, just reading the chat here as well, we do have the engineer here from Blue Team, Sienna, speaking in chat saying that toolkit wasn't so important because they're using toolkit and still dying. So it can't be that useful.
Yeah, they did manage to get the decap at the mid node, and I mean, toolkit isn't gonna, you know, make you invulnerable to everything, but it's gonna give you that extra block to get out of fights and that pull that you don't have with any other weapons or utilities aside from one single block from your shield if you happen to be running pistol shield.
Like that.
Blue team here could still get back into this. Polytane is down. Although they are rezzed and Trevax has gone down in the process, so maybe I was a little optimistic there when I said they could get back into this, because Colden looks like they're going to drop as well. It's getting very close. But I mean, red team are just going to sit on their 2-cap. They don't need to aggressively push this midpoint again now. I mean, as well, I mean, check out the scores. We had blue team had a 100-point lead moving into this, and red team have got about a 300, like about 350 odd points back, without blue team even breaking the next 100. So a great comeback from red team. And we're going to have a warrior on warrior here on mine, so this is where we get to see whether Shoutbow against Hambo, what is going to work out the strongest here.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Looks like red team definitely going to be making quite the advantage off of that 3-cap there, holding 2-cap now, going to get this mid and definitely take this game here.
Red team wins a
We've got a
capture point.
2v2 now, Slowness and Noski against Lunar and Wads. Noski has been dropping a lot quicker than he probably should be. I don't know what's going on. He is just playing the regular build, but I don't know if he's just getting focused.
Yeah, red team definitely taking that quite easily. I mean, the blue team definitely had the advantage at the start. They had that 100-point lead, and the huge turn of events allowed the red team to take the 3-cap and snowball that for the rest of the game there.
So yeah, that is 2-0 for Made in China over Tasty Tears here.